Dr. Jumper, tell us your story on how you ended up coming to Hardin-Simmons as a student, then coming back as faculty.
So my student story is really interesting because I started PT school in San Antonio. I came and visited, thought, well, we'll see. Got here, fell in love with it, and so we picked up our family and moved to Abilene. Coming around full circle to be a faculty member, I didn't think that's what I wanted to do. And I was teaching at Weatherford College, at a junior college in a physical therapist assistant program, and Dr. O'Connell called me and said, I just want you to come interview.
You got into healthcare for a lot of other views and things that you might have seen. What was the first event you can remember that you go, PT or healthcare, this may be for me? Was there that event in your life?
I played basketball in high school, blew out my knees a couple of times, and during that time I went to physical therapy, and that's really where it started. And then I got married really young, and I thought, I need to go into teaching, so I got a degree in elementary education and stayed home with my kids a couple of years, and during that time I realized that God really wanted me in PT. I wanted to help work on healing of people.
What is it that you love about the PT students and teaching that inspires you every day to get up and work?
Yeah, number one, this is the easiest teaching job you'll ever see because these students are incredible. I mean, they've worked their whole lives for this moment to be, in a doctor of physical therapy program. So they're great students. The other thing that I just love about teaching right now are the people I work with. To be able to go and work with 9 other amazing people that put God first in their teaching. We start out our program with Bible verses or Christian music videos, or to be able to do that makes the teaching so amazing.
Y'all have an interesting experience that you provide to the students who are about to go into the gross anatomy lab. Mm-hmm. Could you just talk for a short time about that experience? Because a lot of people don't understand or know how their experience at a state school versus a private school and a faith-based school is different. And I've heard great stories about that.
For some students coming into PT, they don't realize how nervous they are about working on a cadaver. And so we want to make sure and honor them first, honor their families, honor that time, and we want to give them a chance and opportunity to kind of pray over these bodies and thank them for their donation to us, because they spend a full year with that body learning every single part of it.
I saw you working in Kenya, and I saw a sense of urgency and need and desire. I don't want to call it fear, but it was just very deep passion to help some folks who needed it. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, we went to Kenya more as a scouting trip to see whether or not this was an opportunity for us as a PT department, because we do international mission trips. We went into the AIC orphanage that day just to kind of see, and during that time, within 30 minutes, I went from just looking at the place to helping treat these families and these kids and these older adults that had walked miles and miles and miles for treatment. So it went from just a scouting opportunity to, okay, this is no joke. They need help now. So I think in that moment, that first 30 minutes, I went from just, okay, this is no big deal, to now it's a big deal. We need to get there and help them out.
Let me throw out one word for you: grandbabies.
Oh yeah, I could spend every day talking about
Okay, we got all the time. Go ahead, we got plenty of tape. Roll.
I have 4 amazing grandkids, 3 grandsons and 1 granddaughter that was just adopted 6 months ago. And I would spend every waking moment with them if I could.
Last one, motorcycles.
So I was very, very much against motorcycles. We've been married 30 years, and my husband's always loved motorcycles. And as my son went into his senior year of high school, my husband last year said, well, it's time for us to find something that we can do together. And so he bought a motorcycle, and I learned to really love it, actually. It's a great time, and we have our little speakers. We can talk to each other. It's good one-on-one time and beautiful scenery at the same time.
Well, thank you for sharing your story with us.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.